I'm on the golf course of the Marriott, and this is actually a citizenship development that I'm going to show you from the golf course. I actually did it inside the development yesterday, but I wanted to show you from the golf course what the views are from the houses from the golf course side. This is just showing you the lake here, and this is a citizenship development. Any houses bought in here right now would qualify for citizenship as long as they're at least $400,000 and up. All of these are titled properties, so they all qualify for citizenship here. Now, even if they've been sold because of the new regulations that they have in place right now. Now, obviously, I had mentioned to you before, there is no income tax, no capital gains tax, no inheritance tax, no estate tax here. A property tax of 0.20% of whatever you're purchasing, and there is an exclusion of $29,000 US before that 0.20% kicks in. Folks, it's just not going to get any better than that. If you're complaining about high taxes and stuff, you need to make a change. You're going to have to motivate yourself, get out and get something done on it. If you're a U.S. citizen, you're going to have to relinquish your U.S. citizenship. There are other options you can do. One is you can go to Puerto Rico, which I would not advise you to do because I think that country is going to become a state of the U.S., which could have, if that happens, it could have taxes as high or higher than California, and then you've wasted that move. My suggestion is if you don't want to relinquish, is go overseas. You can actually live here if you get citizenship and still have citizenship in the U.S. and qualify for the foreign earned income exclusion. It's a stepping stone you can go through. What that does is it allows you to make up to 108,000, actually a little over 108,000 for this year. It goes up every year. With husband and wife, it would be twice that, 216,000. That's tax-free, okay? You have to qualify for the foreign earned income exclusion to get that. You can't just leave and go overseas. There is a qualification for that. And we've got that on other videos, or you can get with us. We'd be glad to help you out on that. Now, that's a stepping stone you can do before you relinquish, or you can never relinquish. You don't have to. You can get your taxes to zero using the foreign earned income exclusion. It's just easier if you relinquish because it's no limits to what you can make if you relinquish your U.S. citizenship. But that's totally up to you. We can help you on that. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you some properties, what they cost, what they sold for years ago, and then, you can more or less go from there. I showed you, of course, a development yesterday. This is the same development, but it's from the golf course side. And, it just gives you a better picture of what it's looking like from the golf course. This development is on the golf course, and it overlooks this lake, and you got the ocean right on the other side of that. Also, folks, if you want to legally get your income taxes to zero, or if you want to get a second passport as quick as 2 months, do 3 things. Hit the subscribe button on the right of your screen. You'll get new videos automatically as they come out. And don't forget to hit that notification bell next to that subscription button. And number 2 is I'd like to hear from you. If you got a question or comment, just put it below. And number 3 is go to our website, www.citizenshipquickly.com. Hit that top bar that says apply with us, fill out the questions, and then hit that bottom bar that says send it to us. We'll get back with you. We'll see what we can do to solve whatever problem you got. We deal with a lot of citizenship by investment, residency by investment countries all over the world. Now, folks, you need to be making somewhere around 150,000 US dollars a year and or have a net worth at least 1 million US for us to work with you. That means we can. If you've got a high end, if your income is going up really fast and it's below that, it's actually better to get out before you actually, and start learning about this before your income gets real high, because because if you leave the U.S. when you've got a lot of assets, you could literally have to pay a lot in taxes. You're really better off learning this process before you get to that point. But typically, we deal with high net worth people, so you need to be in that classification to be worth it to you for us to work with you. All right, now, but if you're making 50 or 70,000 a year, you're making 20,000 a year before, and you're a young fella, and you see your increase is going to go up to maybe 150, 200, 300,000, you better do some planning real quick, or you're going to be paying a lot in taxes. So you need to plan this ahead of time. All right, now, these are duplexes here. They all qualify for citizenship. And This is one, I like this development. Anything that's on the golf course, we've got also another development which I've gone through with you before. That's, it actually is on the golf course. They have a leaseback option, which is really neat. The developer actually pays what you would have been paid over 5 years in rent. They pay this up front, and they take all the risk. They have to collect the rent, but you've been paid all your money up front for 5 years. So really what it does is it's a neat program because it puts all the risk on the developer. They have to actually collect the money. Remember, you're going to have gaps in rent when people move out. He takes that risk because you've been paid your money up front. And they're also offering up to right now, this is not going to be continuing. They're doing this through May. If you take a trip to St. Kitts, they'll pay up to 1 month for you to stay in a hotel. There are certain guidelines on that. You'll need to contact us. I can give you more guidelines on that. And you would have to, they won't pay for your trip, your flight, but they will pay for your hotel under certain conditions. You can get with us and we'll go through that with you. And but if you're thinking about coming down here, that's the best way to do it because then your hotel's paid for. There is a quarantine period of 14 days, but you know, you can be in the swimming pool and relax and everything, and then the other 2 weeks you can actually go out and look around and everything, and that could be covered for you as far as the payment on the hotel. All right, now these are some of the homes down here on the golf course. I'm going to show you one that we've got listed here, and I want to show you, just to give you an example, some of the homes here that are here. Now this house here, I was told, sold for around 2011 for around $2 million US. Okay, that was like 10 years ago. Okay, so this shows you, and of course these houses, you know, the prices have gone up considerably. But where you're going to see the prices really go up is when the dollar plummets, because remember, the EC dollar is tied to the US dollar at 2.7. So when the dollar plummets, it's cheaper for people in other currencies like the euro, the pound sterling, to actually purchase properties here a lot cheaper when their currency's up higher. So what happens is you have a huge move up. When the dollar falls because of that, it's like a huge discount for people overseas. This is what happened from about 2000, 2010. We're going to go through that cycle again. So the key is to go in before that cycle occurs, and I see the dollar doing nothing but going down. I don't know when it's going to happen. I think we're already in that decline, but it's very hard to say. But usually the dollar runs in bull markets of 11-year periods on the average, and we're already at that point. So your guess is as good as mine, but I can tell you, if you want to get some good deals, now's the time to do it. And folks, you got 8 billion people to market your product to. You need to get in a place where there is no income tax. I see people looking out at other countries, like, you know, territorial countries, for instance, like, you know, Panama, Belize. Those countries are changing their tax laws, folks. If you want the country that's probably least likely to change their laws, go to a country that doesn't have an income tax. St. Kitts was offered that, as I mentioned to you earlier. The IMF, when they got a loan from the IMF, this was about 10 years ago, St. Kitts had the second highest debt percentage-wise GDP of any country in the world except for Japan. The IMF gave them a choice on the loan. Either you come out with an income tax, which St. Kitts didn't have, or they could come out with a VAT, okay? Guess which one St. Kitts picked? They picked the VAT. And a lot of countries would say, well, there's no way you're going to decrease your debt with a VAT. You need to come out with an income tax. St. Kitts proved them wrong. They dropped that debt about 60% just over a few years. The U.S. is never dropping their debt. Their debt goes up every year. St. Kitts got that debt down tremendously over that 10-year period. Now, most countries wouldn't have done that. They would have just thrown in the towel and came out with an income tax, which would have screwed up the whole investing. Costa Rica is a good example. Costa Rica got a loan from the IMF. And guess what they picked? to go from a territorial tax system. Now they're taxing worldwide income to the residents. What a dumb, stupid decision. Who wants to move there now? That's the problem that you have with stupid decisions like that. And these are the types of things that I'm telling you, if you want to go to a place, pick pure tax haven countries. They're least likely to change their tax laws. Belize is now going to be taxing offshore corporations. Costa Rica now has come out with taxing worldwide income to residents. It seems like a lot of them are throwing in the towel. And the key thing is, St. Kitts is doing the opposite. They say we're not going to come out with income tax, and we prove that we can lower the debt without lowering the, without caving in and coming out with an income tax. And that's exactly what they did. It's getting ready to rain here, so I'm going to try to make this quick. Didn't expect this rain to come. This house, like I said to you, in 2011 sold for about $2 million. It's got 2 big swimming pools in it. It's a huge house. We've got this one here listed, this duplex on the side. We got it listed. It's a 3-level duplex for $750,000 US. Now, that is US dollars, not EC dollars. That's got a lot of square footage on it, and it's right next to a house that sold for $2 million. This was like back in 2011. Anyway, folks, I'm gonna make this quick because my phone's getting wet. If you got a question or comment, just put it below. I'd like to hear from you. Also, don't forget to hit the subscribe button on the right of your screen and go to our website, www.citizenshipquickly.com. And we'd be glad to help you with any questions that you got, and I look forward to talking to you on the next video. Take care.